Wondering how to put a story on Instagram? In this video, I'll walk you through step by step. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to 5-Minute Social Media, the channel for overwhelmed business owners that are tired of all the noise and conflicting advice about social media all over the internet, and instead want to figure out the 20% of tasks that are going to drive 80% of your results and revenue. Honestly, I don't know why everybody doesn't do their social media this way. If that sounds like something you'd like in your business, more results with less work, take a second, hit subscribe, click that bell. That way you'll be notified each week when we release another helpful video. Also, if you want to learn more about identifying that 20%, essentially streamlining your social media plan, watch until the end of this video and I'll show you how to start learning that for free. My name is Jerry Potter. Yes, it rhymes with the boy wizard. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to post an Instagram story. As you may know, Instagram is a 95% mobile app, and so we're going to do this on a smartphone, whether you have Android or iPhone, should look about the same. And it's a nice day here, so I'm going to step outside and we'll walk through this. So I'm here in the Instagram app, and your story is always going to be the first one in that row of circles up there if you've recorded one. So I can tap on my story to watch it. This is something that I had shared, and if I don't want to watch anymore, I can swipe that down. Once you're in somebody's story, so again, you can tap on anybody's stories to watch them. And then as soon as you were done with that one, you can tap on the right side of the screen to move forward in the stories, or if you want to move to the next person, you can just swipe forward. So that's how those work up here. They show up in an order determined by the algorithm, just like the feed posts do, based on who your favorite accounts are, who you engage with the most, who's most recently put something up there. So again, this is a curated feed of stories, just like this is a curated feed of posts when we scroll up and down. So to create your Instagram story, you can do this from your profile or from the home screen, but you're going to tap that plus sign on the upper right. Then it's going to ask you, do you want to create any of these many things? And we want to create a story. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that plus sign that says story. It's going to bring you into your camera roll. And so you could choose something from your camera roll, or I'm just going to tap that camera so we can record something live here. And so this opens up. Now here we are in the Instagram camera. So quickly going around the screen up here, this little X, that's basically if you didn't want to do this, you can hit that X and back out of here and you're not in Instagram story creation mode anymore. The one in the middle there, you might recognize that little lightning bolt, that's to turn the flash or the light on, off, or on auto. On the upper right here, this is a settings gear, and you can go in here and you can choose settings for stories and reels for your privacy, who can reply, different things like that. You can also, sometimes if you're trying to capture something really quickly, then you might want to switch this toggle here where it says default to front camera so that it was on the rear camera, or you might want it defaulting to the front camera. But if you're trying to catch something really quickly, you obviously may have a preference on whether it opens on the front camera or the back camera. So down below, this is your shutter, the big white circle on the lower center, and I'm going to come back to that here in just a second. On the lower right, that is your camera roll. So maybe you've already recorded a video or used some photos that you want to use in your Instagram story. You just tap on that and it will give you access to all of those instead of actually starting from scratch and recording it here. Then down below, you'll see it says post, story, reels, live. You can cycle through these. So if you were going to do a reel, it would be here. And I've got another tutorial about that. If you were going to go live on Instagram, you would choose that. So you can basically, if you changed your mind or you hit the wrong thing, you can access all the major posting formats in Instagram right there. Okay. And then on the lower right there, that is just to flip from the front facing to the rear facing camera, should you decide you wanted to use the other one. Now, that main white circle there, as I said, that is your shutter. That is your button you're going to choose to, or use to create your reel. So if I tap it, it will just take a photo. Okay, and so now that's the photo that I just took, and I can add filters and stickers, which we'll get to in a second. Or I'm going to X out of that. So now I'm going to hold the button down to record the video that I want to use for my Instagram story. So I'm going to tap that. And it starts recording, and you see that little circle that's going around? You have 15 seconds to record an Instagram story, but I want to show you what happens when it gets to the end, because it actually will keep recording, and it will let you do currently up to 4 15-second clips in a row before it will shut you off altogether. So you can see now it's continued on to the next one, and it has added that first clip, and now you can see the second one forming there on the right. Now that I've let go of the shutter, it stops recording, and it's playing back the video that I just recorded. That's why my voice is not matching what you're seeing on the screen now, because this is the video we just recorded. So you can go through now and you can see there's 2 clips down there. There's that first one, or I can hit the second one. And all the effects that we're going to add afterward, should you choose to add effects, you can add to different clips. So you could have one text outline or whatever on this one and a different one on the second one. Hey, I'm standing out here next to an orange tree recording an Instagram story for this Instagram Stories tutorial. Now you may notice all of these other circles next to that main white shutter button. Those are different filters and effects you can add before you film. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but I just want to show you a couple of things. So this one over here to the left of the button, that's actually a green screen effect. And I was using this earlier today for an Instagram reel. And so you can add something to your background. So I can hit Add Media. And I'm going to choose this clip I was using earlier. I was recording something to make it look like I was at a rock concert. Obviously the lighting is terrible. You can tell I'm not there, but it's still fun to do sometimes when you're being creative. So that's how that green screen one works. But if you didn't want that, you can always go back to home and then you can swipe through. These are all different effects that you can add and they show up kind of in the order based on when you've used them. I want to show you this one, not because of my lovely hair color, but you can see above that now there are 3 other options that you can tap through as well. So you can go in and just kind of play with these, lots of fun stuff in there if you want to enhance your videos or change your appearance because you're having a bad hair day or whatever it might be. You've recorded your story, your clip, your video, your photo you've chosen, whatever it's going to be. It'll just basically play on repeat on this screen, and then we can go through and add all kinds of things to it. So on the upper left, as you probably guessed, that is the X out button. If you don't want this, you can just get rid of it and it's gone. The next button is a mute button. And so maybe you are recording a beautiful sunset, but meanwhile there's sirens in the background and you don't want those there. You can tap that mute button and it'll just mute the sound of your video that you are using. Next up, that little infinity sign or sideways 8, that is for what they call boomerangs, and that is essentially where it'll loop a video. So I can tap that, and it's just going to start with the first part of my video, and you can see it's just doing the same thing over and over again. I can tap in the video with my finger, and I can move it to a different section. So this is just me talking, so it's really not that wonderful of a clip for this. It works really well if somebody's doing something with more motion. And then down below there are different effects that you can cycle through, like slow-mo, echo, this is called, where it sort of creates an echo, visual echo of the video, and duo, which is kind of like it plays and then rewinds really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that back off, hit done on the upper right. Next up is your text tool. You can add all kinds of text to your story. Just going to type something in there really quick, and then down here there are predefined styles that you can swipe through. So I'm choosing these as I go, and it changes the way that it looks. Most people have a preference for one that they like. Then from there, up here, you can play with different things like should it be on the left, the right, or the center. You can come in here and play around with the colors. You can change whether there's a background or not. And then you can also add motion by tapping that last A there with the sort of the lines behind it. So once you're done, you've got this looking the way you want. You go ahead and hit done. I'll go ahead and put this down here. Actually, I'm going to put it up here because I want to show you another way to use text here in just a second. The next option there, which looks like the little Post-it note with a smiley face on it, that is your stickers. And this is where a lot of the cool stuff you can add to your story happen to live. So you can see I'm recording this around Valentine's Day, so there's lots of Valentine's Day things right there at the top. And then down here, a ton of stickers, and I'll just show you some of the major ones if you wanted to add your location, which could increase views if people are watching stories from that location. You can tap that location sticker and add it there. If you wanted to ask questions, you can add a GIF. So you tap GIF, and then you can search all of the GIFs that are available from Giphy and add them on top of your story. You can do a poll, which is a great way to get engagement. The more people who engage with your post, even if they just tap yes or no or A or B on a poll, the more people, other people will see your stories, because then Instagram sees your story as being very, very engaging. Okay? Now I'm not going to keep this poll, but this is a perfect time to show you how to delete something. You hold your finger down on top of it, and then it lets you move it around the screen. And you see, as I'm moving it, you see this trash can has appeared at the bottom. I'm going to drag it down over the trash can and let go. And now that's gone. A couple more really popular ones that you can use. Music. Not everybody has access to the main library of songs that some of us have, like commercial music, and it depends on where you are, your region, different things like that. But you can come in here and you can search for almost any song in the world, it seems like, if you've got access to everything. If not, you may have access to only non-commercial music, non-copyrighted music. But either way, you can come in and add music to your story. And let me just show you what that would look like. So I tap the music sticker, tap on a song, and it's going to actually start playing the song in the background. And down here at the bottom, it shows you which parts it's playing. You can drag back and forth to choose the section that you want to be part of your story. Okay? You can also choose right above that timeline there between these two options, and it'll either show a small thing or a bigger album cover. If the song has lyrics available, you can actually display the lyrics on the screen, and that will be an option as well. Once you have it looking the way that you want, tap done. Then you can pinch to zoom or make it bigger or smaller. You can drag it around the screen. I'm going to go ahead and drag it to the trash can and get rid of it. Next sticker I want to show you that's really helpful is this link sticker. So we can finally all put links in our Instagram stories. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that link sticker. And it'll say, what's the link that you want? And you can manually type it in. I prefer to copy it from a browser and paste it just to make sure I don't have any typos. You can hit that See Preview button though to check your link as well. So if I tap that, it's going to actually go ahead and open up the page and I can go, okay, yes, this is the one I want to link to. And then you can customize what shows up on the sticker. So if I just hit done, it'll actually show the URL there and you can move it around the screen wherever you want it. Or you can tap Customize Sticker Text and then add text here for whatever you want it to say. Now you see it says click here to register instead. I can pinch to zoom, make it bigger, smaller, resize it, put it wherever I want. But I think it's good to have a call to action there so people know very clearly that they should click there to register. Last sticker I want to show you in this tutorial, because a lot of people watch Instagram stories without the sound on. They might be watching in bed next to somebody else or on a bus and they may not have headphones. So this sticker is very helpful. It's the captions sticker. So I tap that and it's actually going to transcribe what I say or what you say in your video. And it's relatively accurate. So once it shows up there, again, like we showed you with the other text, you can cycle through and there are different styles at the bottom. And then you can also change the colors by using those. You can add backgrounds. Again, you can play with all those there at the top. So once I have it the way I want it, I'm going to hit done and I'm going to do this and move it down here. And I try and have captions on almost all my Instagram stories. Now this one's getting a little crowded with all the stuff that we have here. So I would probably get rid of this here is my text one. And then I would probably move this down here so that it doesn't look quite so cluttered and it's not like covering my whole face up. So those are stickers. Next one with the 3 stars. These are different filters that you can add after you've filmed. So for example, this one with the 4 colors, we actually saw you could add that as you were filming, before you filmed, but you can also add it afterwards. So you can go through and play with these and find one that you like afterwards rather than having to have done it before. And then the 3 dots on the end give the ability to draw on the Instagram story if you want. So you can choose your color. There's different pen types at the top. And I could draw glasses if I wanted. There is a very helpful undo button on the upper left if you mess that up. I'm going to go back out of that. And then the other one is to save. So I can tap this and it will actually save it to my camera roll in case I wanted to share it somewhere else, for example. Now we're going to share it. So at the bottom, you can see that it says, the button on the left says your story, and that's to share it to my Instagram story. Close friends is if you have a close friends list in your Instagram account, it will only share it to those close friends. And to get more options, so again, if you want to just share your story, just tap your story and it goes. To get more options, tap that little arrow on the lower right. And now I can tap sharing options where it says your story, and I can add, if my Facebook account is connected, I can say, hey, share it to my Facebook account as well. Or that row down below where it says message, you can just DM it straight to people and not post it if you didn't want to. Once you're ready, hit share. Depending on your internet speed, it may take a while to upload, or depending on how big or long it was. When you're ready, you can hit done. And now if I tap on, well here, let's go back to the main screen. If I tap on my icon there at the front, we're going to see this story that I just posted. Down here at the bottom, if I hadn't shared it to Facebook, that Facebook icon would share it to Facebook. I could add it to my highlights. And if you want to learn more about Instagram highlights, I've linked to a tutorial about those in the description of this video. One more question that I get all the time is, how do I add to my story? So we go in here and you can see there's actually this clip and then there's another one that we just recorded. And people say, okay, well, how did I get 2 or how do I get 10? So what you would do is, again, just go through the same process, tap the plus sign, tap story. Then I would record. Here's my addition to my Instagram story. Once I'm done, I'm going to let go of the shutter button and then I'm just going to tap to share again to my stories. And now, once I go back and watch my stories again, it'll take a second to upload, but here is the first part of the story that we recorded. You can see with the captions and all that. And then right after that is going to be this additional part that we just added. So that's all you have to do is go through the process again. It will keep adding to your story. I don't know if there's a limit at all. I've never heard of one. But basically each clip then will automatically delete after 24 hours, as we talked about at the beginning of this video. Did you know there are 4 reasons that when somebody lands on your Instagram profile, they don't become a paying customer or client or even decide to follow you? But they're actually pretty simple reasons, and I'd be happy to show you exactly how to make sure your Instagram profile has these. I have a workshop called Profitable Pages and Profiles. This is a way to increase sales without more posting. Worse yet, if you haven't set up your pages and profiles the right way, you could already be missing out on potential sales right now. Inside, I'm going to show you the 4 essential items every page and profile needs so that visitors become buyers. And the best part, go through this process once and it will serve you for years. Now, normally it's $47, but right now if you go to profitablepage.com/YouTube, this is a special link for people on YouTube, you can get this entire workshop for only $17. Again, that's profitablepage.com/YouTube, and of course you can also find that in the description of this video. And you know what? I'm going to throw in a couple of bonuses as well. If you're not sure that you are on the best social network or networks for your business, I have a 5-part framework that I use with people to help make sure that you're in the right place. Like, where's your content going to perform the best? It goes so much further than just where is my audience. You need to make sure you can reach them, you can engage with them, all of those things. And I'm going to throw that in as a bonus, as well as if you have social networks you're not posting on as much anymore, I have a special training called How to Revive Your Abandoned Networks so that it doesn't look like you went out of business on Twitter 8 years ago. You get both of those now. Again, go to profitablepage.com/YouTube to get that special price just for YouTube viewers right now. Thank you for watching today. You're not only supporting me, but also my 2 tiny superheroes at home.